Fremantle have owned the game. They just haven't really put Hawthorn away as yet.
Bit harsh on my man Ballantyne, boys.
Well, no, that's got a call as you see it, Bright.
Okay, then, Spud. Very circumspect.
They're going to start with Barlow next, even though he's not playing.
Here we go, the Dockers by 18 points. Look at the kick in that. Mark taken by Duffield. I tell you what, Spud, you never write them off. Ballantyne misses.
Brian, I wanted him to kick it, but there's a little bit of me saying maybe he just... Well, it's good to see. You've got to forget about the issues. He's back in the game of footy. But Duffield going forward also is an interesting one for Mark Harvey.
Look at that kick. That was a gyrocopter heading south all its way, and Fremantle with some big numbers. Mundy wanted to take him on. He gave the handball late. Fyfe should give it around the corner, and he didn't. Mzungu was left hanging out to dry, and he didn't like it.
Blazed away there.
Not sure why he didn't give it to Mzungu then. I mean, he was in the right spot. He had one thing on his mind, Fyfe, then, that was to snap the goal, but low percentage. You're going to play, he could have run right in.
With no pressure.
Yeah, well, those little things come back to haunt you in the game of footy.
Guerra's not kicking out anymore.
Oh, look at that. Spearing little ball, Spud, and it doesn't seem to matter who they've got kicking out because the pressure is rising.
Suckling's kicking out now, and he's normally lace out football, Guerra, so the pressure's really on the Hawthorn team, and well done to Freo for sowing the seed of doubt nice and early in their ball use.
Like a kid riding the bike in his first week of being taught, he was rather reticent to actually pedal and get going.
Well, it's a lot different ground kicking than kicking out with the pressure of the full back kicking out from that square, Brian. He's a lovely kick around the ground, although he did turn one over in the third quarter that cost a goal.
They are incredible the way they do it, the pressure and the pinpoint accuracy that they have. Tough job. McFarlane upended Broughton, but not before he got the handball away. Hill ran into trouble. McFarlane out the back door now sees Johnson. Johnson, a little chiseler, found Mundy. Mundy can give it to the left foot of Hill. Onto his left. 40 in closing. And he just goes bang, shuts the door. Stephen Hill.
Well, they've been terrific. Their pressure over the ground. Again, it's a good build-up. Got a little bit lucky here, and Hill just slipped forward from that contest.
And he knew he was a left-footer, didn't he?
Oh, look, he's just been such a good player since half-time. And he's kicked 3 goals, and you get him anywhere near the 50. He's a great finisher. That's a wonderful goal.
McFarlane was involved in that play. His direct opponent, Roughhead, he's had a super game as well, McFarlane. No Franklin. Roughhead gets the best defender.
Stephen Hill has netted himself 3 goals and been very much the difference in this second half.
Well, he had such a quiet first half, BT, but he has been the igniter in the second half, no question about that.
Now the Hawks confronting a 26-point deficit with 18.5 minutes remaining. Osborne, Cheney and Sewell combining with Hodge. Hodge on his favourite side. He was cut off from going back inside. In the end, he was creative. Osborne, little chip over the top. Touch, said the umpire. Roughhead's ball was smothered by Hill.
It's been magnificent. The frontal pressure, the corralling on the ball carrier today. It's been Crates driven today. This has been a great performance from Mark Harvey.
Not much value up there, Big Bud, unfortunately. Not going to be able to kick too many goals.
And Sewell tries to break away. Bailey, flat-footed. Was inventive. Here's Cyril. He looks menacing. Boy, he was nearly through then. Handball can come over the top from Bruce. He goes himself. He's got it. Hawthorn are back in it. The sub's got a couple.
We did mention that he's a goal kicker when he's come out as he's like the super sub. Andrew Gaff did it for West Coast earlier in the year, and in the end, if you do it long enough, they drop you out of the team. But he's come on today, and he's already looked lively and kicked a couple of goals. And they need something in their forward line. But look at the contest from Cyril.
Well, it's the Rioli factor. 3-on-1, and then all of a sudden someone's got to be free, and it was Bruce. So the referred pressure of Rioli kicking 5 goals, he's like a magnet for the Freo defenders now, and Bruce comes in to kick a great goal.
Wow. Hawthorn back. 20 points down, lots of time on the clock, and Bruce, the sub, who's been activated, gets his second. Bailey, Hodge out of the middle. Ball bounce for Puopolo. Lower, under the pump. McFarlane did well, although a little fumble there. Hawthorn gained confidence out of stuff like that. McFarlane to Lower. Ball pinned. Did he let it go? Jordan Lewis almost driven forward. Roughhead kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Good pressure. They've lifted the Hawks. David King, when does Mark Harvey activate his sub in Reece Palmer?
Well, I thought he would have by now, but he's just taken the tracksuit pants off. But no sign of action just yet. 5 minutes into the last quarter.
Well, he is warming up though, so we haven't seen him do a lot of that in this game. So that indicates surely they've got to activate. Surely, I agree with you all. Here's Ballantyne around the corner. That one's out of bounds on the full.
Look, Hodges lifted at the start of this last quarter. Had a couple of important clearances.
There's Palmer there limbering up. Zach Clark for mine it would be. One of the tools would come off for Palmer.
Rough head. Arrived late. McFarlane had the ball pinned.
But he nearly had enough of that rough head. You can see rough head looking at the umpire. Maybe a mark or a free kick to the... But he's done a great job, McFarlane.
He's a good defender.
This is a cracking game. Stay with us.
We talked about it before. No Franklin. Roughhead gets the best defender. So the Franklin factor is double-edged, isn't it? He's not out there, and all of a sudden Roughhead gets, double teamed in the air.
Well, we know he's kicking goals. He has a number of shots a goal every week, Buddy Franklin. But what's also been missing today is he's run through the lines, because he's been pushing up the ground a lot more this year, and he's run and carry the footy. They haven't really had anyone that's done that this afternoon, Hawthorn.
Mitchell. All he could do is advance the ball. He had a look, saw nothing, so he just sort of tried to parallel boundary line. He did a pretty good job in the end.
Ooh. Was it deliberate? We know what his intention was.
Well, it was, but there's a Fremantle player right there, so...
Rioli was right there.
Yeah.
Good call.
Opportunity here, Mitchell. I'm sure that was the same one. Picked up by Whitecross around the corner. Good-looking ball. Hawthorn's Osborne marks.
Well, that's inexcusable.
He's actually probably outside of Rioli. Look, the only other forward capable of kicking some goals, Michael Osborne, today. He's had a pretty good game. It's his 19th possession. He's kicked one goal. No, he's kicked one behind, sorry. He should have kicked the goal earlier.
This to get it back to 14 points. Big kick in the game. Has to be a goal. He's only 20 metres out. Very slight angle. Osborne, nice fluent run up. He's got it all right. And he nails the goal. Hawthorn come back to within 14 points.
It's going on now. This is going to test the resolve of Freo. They've done all the attacking. Hawthorn, you're not third on the ladder for no reason, because they're a very good team. The stoppage here was Mitchell again. Great strength through the hips not to go down in the tackle. Gets it out to Whitecross, and the leg growth there was just far too much from Ibbotson there. There's only four, they'll always be in front, but you need to be hip on hip or even play 5 metres in front. Terrific kick. Well done, Osborne.
Okay, anything you want to do here, David King, to...
Well, Fremantle just need to win a clearance. 7-0 this quarter in favour of the Hawks around the action. They've lifted their intensity, the Hawks. The Freo Dockers need to match them.
And here's another clearance coming here too.
Yeah, and Johnson's gone free behind the ball for Freo as well, boys. So Mark Harvey is trying to put down the shutters.
Gee, that was incorrect disposal by Bradley, who's now suffering the effects as Hawthorn blasts forward again. Lower's got a big one here. Roughhead went straight at him with the old karate kick. An opportunity now for Osborne. Gathers, gets around the traffic. Osborne to get it back to 8. Misses.
Could he have straightened up?
Yeah, I think he could have, Spud. I think he could have really run straight at the goal. And it's kept Bradley Cotton a little bit of a whack there, but he's all right. He's up. But the Osborne miss was a critical one, but they are looking very, very dangerous here, Hawthorn.
Gee, that's a risky kick back in, and punch of the arms there. We'll see Fyfe get the free kick, and the crowd are really up and out of their seats here at the moment. Very vocal.
Substitution, boys. Reece Palmer into the game, and unfortunately, Brian, I think it's Clancy Pearce that's been subbed out.
Oh boy, Clancy. Bradley takes the mark. Palmer can't wait to get out there.
There might have been that cramp, as you said, BT, so he's Obviously, been a pretty reasonable player. Clancy too. He's kicked a couple.
He has. Never go down early with the cramp. Cramp is the moral of the story. Otherwise, you could be looked at first out. Now here's Ballantyne. He says go that way. I suggest don't go inside too early. Could have gone down the line, and Hodge takes the mark.
Well, Hodge was guarding that space. That was just inexperience there.
Boy, couple of basic decisions wrong. Hodge at half-back, controlling things. Goes down long and deep. Puopolo over the mark. They've got runners forward to the ball. Roughhead gathers, gives it off. Bruce will kick his third goal as a sub. Unbelievable. I think he's had 4 touches for 3 goals, Bruce. They're back within 7 points.
Look, they've really come to play in this last quarter. Bruce, we talked about it. He is a goal-kicking substitute. Fantastic with 3 goals. Luke Hodge is the one leading the way. He's been fantastic in this last quarter. He's had a couple of clearances. They got it in. Good decision by Roughhead to give to the quicker player and to run in and put the shepherd on.
Well, Brian was right. The Ballantyne kick had to go long down the line. He brought it infield to Hodge. That's the result. A goal to Bruce.
Fremantle back within 7 points. Hawthorn back within 7 points, Pickers.
Yeah, 14-7 contested possessions in favour of Hawthorn for the quarter. 5-3 inside 50. 3 goals from 5 entries.
And a clearance to go with it. Hawthorn on fire. They've kicked 3 in a row. Here's Burgoyne. He's got some magical feet. The evasive footwork. The bounce. The streaming to the point. Goal! We've got a 1-point game. Hawthorn have kicked 4 in a row.
Oh, that's just an amazing game of footy. That was just electric from Burgoyne. Seriously, that's class with a capital C, just to take the game on and then to run at the crowd. Just unbelievable there. Mark Harvey, interesting enough, is now up in the coach's box. Just have a look at this from Burgoyne. He started in the middle of the ground to centre clearance, followed it up, broke the tackle, and then just had the awareness just to coolly have a bounce and kick a great goal. Goal.
Well, it's all starting in here. 5-0 out of the middle to Hawthorn for the quarter. 9-zip the clearance count. They have just really come with a ferocious attitude this last quarter.
Back within a point. Unusual. Mark Harvey's coached all the game on the bench and decided to go back into the box after doing some great bench coaching. Alistair Clarkson stays firm out there on the bench.
You're right, BT, but this got to be player-driven. Pavlich and Mundy in the middle, they need to get their hands on the ball, get a clearance.
Haven't had one for a while. Might get one here. No, they won't. Hawthorn. White cross to ball. All the one action. The second out wide handball is the better one, but lower. Needed to get over the top of it and handle it cleanly. In the end, it was cleaned up here by Duffield. Goes long with the left boot up. They fly off hands. In comes Hill. Couldn't gather. Rioli was their white cross. Schoenmakers has tackled. Palmer almost intercepted the ball. Cracking game. Full of pressure. White cross. Interception here. Shields. Boy. Didn't bend over Max. Goal for the Fremantle Dockers. No offline to Palmer.
It's a long way down for Big Max. Did not bend from the knees. Lucky he wasn't hurt on the scoreboard. So even this is opening up now. The kick-ins.
Yeah, well, interesting enough though, Freo have only been in 4 times for 4 scoring shots. So they're looking dangerous when they get it in there. The issue is they're just not winning the ball in the midfield.
Sewell did really well to just hassle Crowley out of the opportunity. Follows up his own good work. So from the back pocket he goes forward. Pressure mark here.
Marlon on in the middle.
Taken in the end by Crichton.
Need a lift from the captain here, boys. Matthew Pavlich has to get involved in this last term. Not a possession in 13 minutes of football. They need the skipper now.
Where's his best position to do that and impose himself on the game, do you think, Kingy, right now?
I think he has to go into the midfield with a view of just calming the troops.
Lower flies in front, couldn't get it. Young with a nice little handball through. I tell you what, Bruce made something out of nothing there. Ruffy got a bit of a nudge forward, but he advances the ball some 30 metres into an attacking position.
I reckon you're making a good point, Kingy, because that's the difference. Hodge has gone in there for Hawthorn as their strong leader and has used his body really well at the bounces, at the clearances.
Opportunity here for the Hawks on their half-forward line. They are, at the moment, Fremantle under siege. They're 2 points in front after leading by 26 at the start of this quarter when Hill kicked a goal to put them 26 up. And now out of the middle, the Hawks are going to go forward again. Roughhead's getting back. Puopolo's there. The hand over the top with a fist. Mitchell's got the player wide in right cross. Clumsy tackle by Fyfe.
Well done from Mitchell too, though. He drew the free kick, BT. It was terrific play.
Now he's great by foot with the low ball. Beware here. Mitchell in the end forced to go backwards. Gave it to Birchall. The running tackle by Ballantyne was impressive. Shields. Now Puopolo. Crichton all over him there. He sucked it in. Did he get it out? I think the umpire's going to ball it up. He is.
Well, he might have got ball head high there as well. You're right with Pavlich. Maybe played Pav in the middle with a roll just to go back and support your defence.
Well, he's actually gone to the ball to plant Burgoyne because they see him as a dangerous player as well.
Jordan Lewis. Broughton. Lewis extracts. Hodge running to goal. Hawthorn are in front.
That's what you want from his skipper. He's been quiet all day. He's had 6 disposals in this quarter. 2 clearances, 2 inside 50s. And again out the back, the sweeper has really hurt Freo around these clearances today. You can see Crichton got too close to the stoppage. Ball watching, not even getting involved. And you allow the skipper, who's a marksman, let's face it, under pressure, that's what you want. You want to get the ball in the hands of your leaders, the guys that want to take it on themselves to kick the goal.
Well, the other player who's been exceptional in this last quarter, and we asked for both of those players to lift, was Roughhead. He's had 7 disposals to lead the way and a couple of clearances, 4 contested possessions. So the big boys are really standing up here.
5 consecutive Hawthorn goals. They lead it by 4 points here now. Jordan Lewis trying to follow up that other clearance. They just can't get their hands on the ball here, Fremantle. Unbelievably ferocious in the middle have the Hawks been.
It's important they don't lose faith here, the Fremantle Dockers. They're only 4 points down. They would have loved to be in this position when they got here today. 16 minutes into the last quarter within a goal. It's game on. They need to believe.
Really good point, Kingy, with 11 minutes remaining in the game as well. Mazungu goes forward. They've looked all at sea here in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
That's a win for Freo. Just need to hold the ball in there for a minute or so, just to get a breather. Put Hawthorn on the back foot for a while.
They've got some numbers around the footy here, Hawthorn.
Have a look at the numbers generally around the footy. Boy, off the back though is Young, goes out wide, and Ibbotson, was he carried forward by Bruce? He was.
Very clumsy.
He thought about going down the line, but Mitchell was aware, and
we know that the kick backward hasn't worked all that well for him from this position.
they've been jittery in that part of the game, Pickers. Ibbotson long and deep. Here is the skipper. It was Crowley, in fact.
Great spoil from Gibson.
Mitchell got the handball underway under enormous pressure.
What about the spoil from Gibson, though? It's gone 30 metres over the pack. Basically ended up in a boundary throw-in.
He's actually got great timing at the moment, Gibson. Saw him last week destroy Barry Hall. He's been good again today.
Opportunity here for the Hawks. Hodge. The ball out wide. Birchall gathers. Couple of running bounces off half-back, works it to the wing. Puts it out in neutral territory. No one home there for the Hawks, but they get to recompose themselves at their forward end.
Smart kick. That is a A1 kick. People at home probably sitting, why did he go wide? Well, there was 2 Freo players back on their own, so if he had kicked it direct, it would have ended up in a Freo mark.
I don't know how that was any less deliberate than the Cheney one before.
There's Pavlich. He backed out of the tackle nicely, but he put Johnson under the pump. And now Grover and Pavlich have got to do it together. They got a little mixed up. Handball comes out the back door from Lewis to Mitchell. They're gathering some momentum here. White cross, Guerra, normally good by foot. He's found one through. Rioli, Roughhead, front and centre. Squeeze the trigger. Don't tell me the sub. Oh, Puopolo picks up in the end. Bruce had an opportunity. Gives it to Osborne along the ground. Creatively at his best, Osborne kicks the goal.
Terrific to watch at the moment what they've been doing in this quarter. Bruce involved again. Osborne, well, he's had a good game, Nicky Osborne. And Roughhead has had a wonderful last quarter. That was his 8th touch. They just are so good to watch at the moment. Just the way they're attacking the footy, they're running, all their big body players are involved. No, it's going to make it difficult here for the Dockers unless they, as Kingy said, have a little bit of belief, but they need to start winning a few balls out of the middle.
Well, incredibly, Hawthorn have kicked 6 in a row. They are trailing by 26 points, now lead it by 10 points and may well win by 4 goals.
It's called leadership, BT. Roughhead 8, Hodge 7, Mitchell 6, Sewell 5, clearances 12-4, Hawthorn's favour.
31,925 here sounds a lot more.
Max
the
Bailey
supporters got their voices up. Griffin out of the middle, goes long and deep. Main overhead. Gee, they looked outnumbered here in this last quarter. Just don't look like they're going to mark it inside their 50. Mazungu thought about the handball, and there was no one else there. So he went long and deep, and in fact kicked it out of bounds on the full. So they look all at sea when they go forward at the moment.
Max Bailey, how's he travelling? Kingy?
He's just coming from the ground. He's had a big day. No, he's decided to stay out there. He's pushing through a bit of pain, Big Max. He's had a tough day.
And here is that contest right in front of where David King sits. Fyfe. Crichton wrapped up in the Shields tackle.
Yeah, there he is. King's all over it. He's been terrific. Max Bailey. It just means now that Roughhead's been dangerous as a forward. He has to assume the #1 ruck role with Bailey off the ground.
So Hawthorn continuing on their merry way here, looking at their 5th consecutive victory. Whitecross gives it to the run here of Shields, who high balls one. A lot of Fremantle players, but none of them go at it. The 3 Fremantle players waited in the end, went and got it. Did Johnson, dished it off to Broughton, and they're out of the loop. Some rare space here for Palmer. The kick was a little shallow. Was Bradley held? Umpire said no. Birchall gathers. Kick backwards to Shields, who tidies up this time. Cheney down the wing. Coming at it, Bruce. Boy, has he given them some life. And this man, Osborne, has come to life. Burgoyne.
They have to hold it up here. There's nothing long to kick to. Something's going short. Osborne's ran on.
Goes over the top to Osborne. Fyfe's got to go with him. He did well in the end, Fyfe. Not without pressure, though. They run back into that wall of pressure. Rovers, not fleet-footed. In the end, they lock it in there forward 50.
Unbelievable game of footy. The Rioli factor again.
Some disappointed Docker fans. Not all done with yet. 7.5 minutes. Lots of time. Down by 10. Just need a goal, Fremantle. It looks a long way off, though, doesn't it?
Well, struggling to get their hands on the footy. That's the biggest problem they've got.
Get your hands on the footy and just hold on to it for a minute. Don't try and immediately go forward with it. I think they've been sucked into the Hawthorn tempo here, Fremantle.
Absolutely. They're playing at Hawthorn's pace.
Yep.
And you're right. Someone needs to stand up and say, all right, let's just slow it down. Let's regroup a bit here. Let's get our positions right on the ground for a start.
They've been sucked into shootout football, and it won't be long before Hawthorn start to possess the ball and do the opposite to what they're doing now.
Well, they've been doing it all year, haven't they, Hawthorn?
Yep.
You know, as soon as they feel like they're getting challenged or they're on a roll, the other mob might come a bit. All of a sudden, they'll just hold on to the footy. They'll get numbers behind the ball. They'll take 2 minutes off the clock, and then you're chasing backside for the rest of the game.
We're into time on by 3.5 minutes here. Brownlee advances it inside 50. All Hawthorn, Guerra, and they've got the loose out wide.
Well, that hurts because you win a clearance, and one of the Freo half forwards went up to the stoppage to allow Guerra, who's, you know, hasn't got his own ball all day, on his own.
Have a look at this. Birchall, he's a left footer. He likes to run, and he loves space. He says, come on, someone come at me and I'll hit you. Just like that, although I thought Bruce could have got that. Maybe he's just a wee man, and it was a touch high.
He's not super tall, but in the end, it's not a bad result for the Hawks because the way they're winning clearances, well, Hodgie looks like he's in a bit of strife, so he's just got off a horse.
He's got the left calf heavily strapped now, Luke Hodge. You're right, he's really struggling.
He's just coming to this contest. You'll see him in the foreground in a minute. He's just coming in there now. There he is.
Might be chafing.
And you can see the left calf, and look at that.
Oh, no, he's really struggling.
If he is, he's chafed up big time. Oh, Hodgie. Well, the crowd getting behind their Hawks. We're now down to the last 5 minutes and 46 seconds. It's a 10-point game, and I just get the feeling Hawthorn are going to put a poker in the heart of this one at the moment and pull down the shutters.
They've just been harder in this last quarter.
Well, they're first of the ball. That's why Mitchell's got the Sewell's got the free kick. He's got an appetite for the contest.
Hodge coming off too, boys.
Yeah, no, he's
not sure why he waddled back on.
No. So Sewell's got it. Now he's going to have to kick it over 50 metres. He goes into the pocket. Burgoyne's there. Johnson with him in front. Johnson got both hands on it. Good position. Now they can go. Pavlich confused with what he had to do. Griffin went and got it. And there's the desperation. Mitchell comes out with a goal. That's it in a nutshell. Just pure desperation and want to win the loose ball.
Well, it's just unbelievable play from Pavlich. Not sure the skipper. We saw Hodge go off the ground and Mitchell probably just running out and then just looked up and was confused in the end. We have a look, they win the ball. It's an easy ball here from Pavlich. So he's got time and space. And Mitchell thought, well, if you're going to run near me, I'm going to tackle you.
I don't remember the last time I've seen a champion player just panic like that, and he is a champion player. He deserved it.
Boy, 7 Hawthorn goals in a row. This is Collingwood-like of a couple of weeks ago, the way they've rampaged home.
That's why there's top 3 side. But also, when Pavlich went through, Jonathan Griffin was doing nothing. So he really didn't give Pav an option. He should have either peeled off to get a handball or shepherd Mitchell.
It was half a pothole, really. He was in the road. And that was unfortunate.
Bailey from the middle. Roughhead sets his sights on this one. He's taken under the flight of the ball by McFarlane. McFarlane just got rid of it in the nick of time. Some numbers around here, but they're all under pressure every time they get it. Jordan Lewis, a little flick pass out to Burgoyne. Burgoyne, clever little handball back inside Johnson. They're out here. Mundy, Main comes at it. He'll mark it down low. They've got the run of Hill on deep. Mundy's got to get it over the top. He's there. Main, horrible kick. Horrible kick. He missed Hill. Long way.
They've lost their composure all over the ground. No more than their ball use going forward. Just a kick in hope. Got to be better than that.
Well, I don't even think in the end he was kicking the ball to him, was he?
I think he went back. I don't think he saw him.
I think he went inside, and instead of just using the bloke with the speed who's kicked you 3 goals, kick it out in front of him and let him run.
Well, that's my point. You're going forward. Just have some composure. Poise. Panic kicks forward.
Shields gives everyone a breather, including us. Fyfe dragged over the boundary.
So I like Michael Osmond's game today. 23 touches, kicked a couple of goals.
2 in the last quarter, too. He's been 7 goals to 1 in the last quarter.
Chip kick there for the Dockers. Gibson been impressive again this week. Here's Puopolo holding his spot on the side now.
Good bit on that.
He's got a good purchase on it.
He can't get away from contested possessions and clearances, though, in big game. 44 to 29. Hawthorn's favour. Clearance is 15 to 8.
Have now no choice, Fremantle, but to take huge risks and run. Oh boy, straight through the feet of Zach Clark. Guerra trying to bore a hole through, and he's got a tackle.
They've all lifted. He's had a quiet game, Guerra, but his last quarter's been outstanding.
This just shows you the Sandyland's impact, guys. I think that when the game really turned at the start of the last quarter, the presence of the big man in the middle will at least stop the slide from clearance situations.
Yeah, they weren't able to get a clearance, were they? Now Hawthorn go to lockdown mode, although a sloppy kick by Mitchell will be recovered.
Is Hodge back on the ground, BT?
I don't know why. Bailey with 2 minutes and 3/4 seconds, so only 16 points up. I'm not sure of the sense in that. It often amazes me that coaches will put their really good players out there when I think it's probably beyond doubt. Is it not or not? Are we giving it away?
I'd like to see Freo kick a goal. Be game on again.
Duffield. He's got Hill running towards goal again.
This is a better
Here
kick.
it goes. Ballantyne's there as well. Hill over the top. He got both hands on it. Was he paid the mark? No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he nearly had enough on it.
Comes out here, an opportunity running with the ball once again for the Hawks. And doing a good job is Rioli. He got one high. Shields tidies up. Hodge.
Roughhead's on his own.
To Shields. To Roughhead. He marks. He runs to the open goal for 5 consecutive wins for Hawthorn. There it is. A
quarter of football. And if you talk about roughhead as well, I'd just say the Hill mark. Good decision there. They didn't quite have enough on it. But Jordan Roughhead's last quarter in the ruck has been terrific. Barley's looked tight. He's had the 9 disposals, Roughhead. A couple of tackles, a couple of clearances. Finishes it off with a goal. So the follower's a great spot for him now.
Well, the last 8 losses without, well, Sandlin's in the last 8 games when he has not played, they have lost all 8 games, Fremantle.
Yeah, I know. You say that, and we know the numbers, but for 3 quarters, they basically dominated Hawthorn around the stoppages. The last quarter, they just haven't had the mindset. They haven't cracked in anywhere near as hard as Hawthorn.
Well, they were 24 points up, and I know you don't like instances in a game, but the Hayden Ballantyne just look away handball. And look, he's probably trying to play team footy, but to me it wasn't percentage play when they were 24 points up. Well, turned the handball over.
And the kick down the line spot.
Yeah.
Instead of the kick inside at a crucial moment, which opened it up. And here is Hodge limping quite badly. He keeps this one alive, though, momentarily. So with 1:21 remaining, a 22-point deficit.
It's a wonderful performance by Hawthorn. You see Hodge coming off again.
You're right, the Ballantyne kick, again, without being too super critical in this last quarter, when long down the line, I was still 3 goals up.
You look a week ahead here, and I know it's dangerous to do that in such a high-quality game that we're seeing here at the moment. Here's Cyril. Perhaps we'll just look at Cyril for a moment, because anything could happen. An opportunity for the Hawks. Out the back door it comes. Umpire lets it go. Johnson's got it. Fremantle numbers around the ball, but I do look ahead, and I see that Hawthorn are playing Geelong next weekend at this ground. What another cracking game we're going to be seeing there. Hawthorn and Geelong next week at this ground. And, of course, Fremantle will go back to Patterson Stadium and play the Bombers.
Well, that'll be a crucial game for the Dockers. But Hawthorn, look, for 3 quarters we're a bit sloppy, and for 1 quarter they've been playing like a top 4 team. That's what's happened this afternoon.
Yeah. They will be 8-2, Hawthorn, which is an astounding record. They seem to have gone under the radar with their performances. They've climbed out of jail here today after a 26-point deficit at the 2-minute mark of this last quarter. And all of a sudden, they're going to win their 5th game in a row, and they play Geelong next week. Remarkable turnaround in the fortunes of this one.
That's the Bruce call.
Oh, boy, hasn't he been good. There it is. Game is over. Hawthorn have won by 22 points. That man Rioli has kicked 5, and Fremantle failed to win again in Melbourne. Round 13 last year, the last time they won at Etihad Stadium. The skipper Hodge, the fans happy, and Hawthorn with one hell of an impressive win here at the MCG in round 11. 17-9, 111 to Fremantle, 13-11, 89.
Yeah, it was a fantastic effort in the last quarter. Mark Harvey looked stunned. See why, what happened in this last quarter. But let's get down to David King, who's down there with the star of the show, Cyril Rioli.
5 goals, is that your best?
Yeah, it was. You know, my most was 4, and it's good to get the 5. And I guess it was kind of good having Buddy out of the side, you know, to have a bit of space. But look, I'm happy with the win, and we'll take it.
It was a powerful last quarter. What sparked that last term from the Hawks?
I guess the coach gave us a bit of a spray, but you know, this was a Kokoda game, and you know, the pillars that they had over there, endurance, courage, mateship and sacrifice, you know, we took that in the last half.
The captain was fantastic. Luke Hodge, he really stands up in the moments there, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's why he's the captain. You know, he just puts his head in the hole and plays his role really well.
Go and talk to Buddy. Tell him to get out of the way in the next few weeks. Well done. 5 goals.
Cyril absolutely nailing that interview. Nice touch. Hawks by 22.
Unbelievable game of footy, BT. Unbelievable last quarter from Hawthorn. The stats don't lie. 8 goals to 1. That's where you really wanted. They've heard Freo on the scoreboard. 51 contested possessions to 34. The clearances Freo got back in the last couple of minutes, but they still won. I think at some stage it was 10-0 pickers when you talked about it. And the senior players in that last quarter, Mitchell, Roughhead, Hodge, who was quiet, was just unbelievable. And have you ever seen a 15-possession game like Surioli?
Well, he's just brilliant to watch. He's a delight to watch, actually, Cyril Rioli, just because when he goes near the ball, and it's not just the flashy things he does, but it's the defensive stuff. And the pressure that he puts on the opposition when he's near the ball is quite remarkable. He's a fantastic player, and he kept them in the game until the last quarter. And then, as you say, the big boys took over in the last quarter, the likes of Radford and Hodge and the like.